Testing. Cool. Right. All right, give me a wave if you're in chat. Hello, Abeck Derek. Oh, hey, Skytress. How you doing? Right. Right, just realized I was muted. Nice. Sorry. Okay. Got chat up. Hey, Agilette, Asaf, how you doing? Looks like I just sold another copy of WhiteBox, which I think puts me at 100 sales. Triple digits. How exciting. Okay. So, I think let's get started. Hello and welcome to another WhiteBox stream, where normally we continue our development on WhiteBox, the live debugger. Today, I'm kind of procrastinating a bit from actually writing documentation, and instead writing a documentation system that will hopefully improve mine and my developers' lives. So, if you've written C and C++ before, you may have encountered Doxygen, which is the kind of de facto standard. But so the way that it works is you have your text files, and then that goes into Doxygen, and that goes into XML, and then that goes into HTML, whatever you want your docs in. And I mean, this is okay in some ways. The XML isn't great. You need to use Doxygen's particular format, which is kind of ugly. And the HTML is generated also not great. Now there are different tools that you can get. There's like m.css, which will try and improve this section. But you're pretty much stuck with this. Doxygen has the option of using clang, but something, for whatever reason, even though most build systems are intended to be modular, at least they're either a Unity build or they're the kind of conventional C build where you build a bunch of object files and then those get turned into those get linked into a single executable. So the point is that you don't. It's often the case that you're not compiling everything at once in a like standard corporate C build, C++. I'm just going to say C, but you could normally assume I'm saying C++ as well. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so despite the fact that normally compilation is done piecemeal, Doxygen will only do it on the entire thing at once. You may be able to like rig it up so that you can have nest hierarchical ones, but you can't use something like Ninja where it will only update the docs for the components that have updated, as far as I'm aware. So this means it's pretty slow. If you use clang, it seems to be even slower. I'm not entirely sure why. Probably just because I think it's actually just scanning more stuff, whereas Doxygen is doing its like own custom parsing, and it's also not always correct, let's say. So you can see from the fact that I mentioned this that you can replace this section with m.css. There's no particular reason that this all has to be a single toolchain, and you know, you could have any particular tool could change the input data into the output data. And that's basically what I'm thinking. So rather than doing this, what's basically happening here is that you're going from docs, the code, sorry. There may be some documentation files in here, this may just be code, whatever. That goes into some form of AST, which I'm going to show as a little tree here. And then that's like internal to Doxygen currently. And then attached to some of those nodes are little extra doc snippets, right? So that would be like when you document a particular function, that documentation gets attached to that function. And then that goes into some format, and then that goes into HTML. So as I see it, we're already compiling this code because we want to actually run it, which is unsurprising. So it's already going to go through this stage, or at least this stage, possibly excluding the comments, but we'll come back to that in a sec. And given that, can we take advantage of this and not have to rebuild everything, but use this stuff that we get generated for free and use it for docs? Now, as you can imagine, the fact that I'm bringing it up means we can, or at least I think we can. And I'll come to how in a sec. XML is awful. Let's not use it. XML. I think that the actually, yeah, I'll jump back to it. So we're using Clang to build, and Clang has a thing called AST dump, and the normal format of that is, let's bring up a thing for you to see. Second, come on, reappear. Thank you. Wow, this is going well. Okay, is that big enough? Yeah. Okay, so the normal format is AST dump. See, it's going to complain a bit. Island dash include. This isn't H dash include C. What am I missing? None of structs. Should just be a warning that I can ignore, but maybe not. Oh yeah. For whatever reason, this needs to be -x clang. I think it's from the driver as opposed to yeah, the different components of Clang have different argument satisfaction. So you can kind of see that there's this tree being generated here, and that's like not bad to look at if you're just human reading it, but it's not great if you want to actually use it, machine read it. I mean, you could reparse this, but there is a better option, which is to do AST jump equals JSON. And this is a very large file. Let's cancel that. But you can see that you get a bunch of data out. So just not only is JSON a better format than XML for like everything, as far as I can tell, although it has its fair share of issues, we can get that very easily from Clang. So let's go to JSON. Now, it's not quite in the format that we want, and we'll probably go into that a bit later. So we'll probably do a little bit extra cleanup here, and at least for the moment, I expect to stick that. I expect to leave it in JSON, but just cleaned up a little bit. And then question mark, question mark, question mark, HTML. This we'll come back to in a sec. So I've said that we can get this AST, right? But what about these comments? Well, I think because of Doxygen, people, the nice folk at clang, yeah, thank you. I'll make sure to add that. Profit. There we go. Thank you, very important addition. Hey, Andrew, missed the beginning. Did Doxygen turn out to be bad? I don't like it. If other people are happy with it, then you know, that's good for them. I don't like the format. I don't like how slow it is. I don't like that it's not incremental. I don't like the intermediate format, and I don't like the output. So yeah, there's one thing I do like about it, which is that you can do end of line comments for members, which as far as I can tell, it isn't a thing in many other documentation things. There's sort of like natural docs, and there's all sorts. Most of them like half maintained. I've spent far too long over the past week or so looking into different documentation systems and being just really demotivated by the fact that they all are massively lacking in one aspect or another. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, we get this AST, but we want this extra little bit of documentation attached to each thing. And so normal comments are not actually included in this. Where'd it go? Do I have head in this? Head.exe. Let's use Git's version of head. Everything. Control-Shift-C gets the full path. Oh. I hope failure on output stream. What? Well, that's ideal, isn't it? Can I use a different head? See if one of the other ones works better. Okay, cool. I don't know. All right, let's just do it to a file. Actually, I've already done it to a file. No, I'll do it to another file. Here's to experiment / so redirect to file experiment / strings dot c.ast.json. Don't care about the warnings. So if I look in strings, let me increase the font size here. GUI font equals. Is that okay? I'll make it a little bit bigger. How's that? Okay. So have just 2 up. That'll be fine. And strings. If I can type strings.c. Right. So let's just see. I've been trying out lots of different documentation things. This is from Natural Docs. And so there should be a comment at the top. There should be this little comment attached to a string from len. But if we look in experiment / strings.asc, whatever it was, then we can look down. Let's go for str from len, and there's kind of nothing there. But if we do this, if we do the triple slash, then, now I haven't tested all of the varieties of this, but if we do the triple slash, I believe, and reload this, string from len, I'm definitely strings.c. Right. I realize we're in a different place now than we were before. Okay. So you can see, sorry. You can see that we now have this. I'll just do it without and show that we don't before. Just reload that, and I can no longer find note. So I think because of Doxygen, they decided that they wanted some way of parsing Doxygen docs, and actually lets you do. I think they can do like, you know, checks to make sure that you've got all the right number of parameters in your documentation, that kind of thing. But the important thing here is that we can do a special syntax. I'm absolutely fine with the triple slash being that syntax. Increase the font, sure thing. Is that any better? Go bigger even. I'm perfectly fine with the triple slash. I think it also works with the slash slash bang. Let's just try that. Yeah, cool. So triple slash is fine with me. And it's basically everything after the end of the triple slash, including the initial space. We can see where it is, and I'm pretty sure that this nesting is this nesting actually puts it inside the like associates it with the function. Now okay, yeah, so it looks like if we go down, yeah, so there's this the way that they store their the nodes in JSON, the AST nodes, is they have this they have some like metadata, and then the internals are all in this inner array. And I'm pretty sure part of the reason they do that is the arrays are the only way in JSON that you can make things have an order. Otherwise they just become alphabetical. I'm pretty sure. Let's just Abec Derek, am I pronouncing that right? If we do that, then we get both of the lines. They just kind of they have an extra ID. They're all inside this paragraph comment, which is inside a full comment. So you know it's got a little bit of extra craft around it, but you do get all of that data. I also think if you do that, then you get the same effect. Let's just make sure we've reloaded that. Yeah, you still get this. They get that merged into the same comment. So those are equivalent, as far as I can tell. Now I don't actually want this to be included in my docs, and this is just demonstration of the idea. Cool. So we seem to be able to get this, at least for functions, files we've tested, in a JSON format that we can parse, and yeah, that's kind of where we are. Now I only kind of properly appreciated that I could do this, or anyone could do this, yesterday, and I haven't actually spent any time testing out all of the possibilities. Like, one option is this thing. Can we do, will this be attached to the file, or will this be attached to something else? Let's have a look. So search for string primitive, string, interesting. Is that just not there? What if I do that's unfortunate. Okay. But not the end of the world. Files being, you know, if you just want to, you know, look at every line up until the first thing that isn't prefixed by that, that's pretty straightforward. Doesn't require any actual parsing. Okay. That's a little bit annoying though. Assuming it doesn't do it for any of the formats. What could you do? You could do what happens if you just do like something like that and attach it to some garbage variable? Yeah. Okay, so you could hack that around with like some macros or something that only does this on a documentation build. All right, whatever. Anyway, the more important thing is that you can attach it to actual variables. Now, this should be entirely fine. You could do like file strings C, and then, you know, there are ways that you could kind of reconstruct this. That is a slight hiccup though. All right, so let's see. Now, if we have a bunch of text, let me show you. So I wrote this little some docs about my feature flag system, which is just a boolean for turning on and off flags, either for development or for users. So it's quite long, right? I'm just going to copy and paste that as example code. because the important thing here is that we've got this text, and it's basically it's currently in a markdown format because Doxygen partially supports markdown. So I was trying that. Although the table, I don't know whether that, I can't remember whether that's just a markdown issue or Doxygen's version, but the tables aren't great if you want anything multi-line. So we can get all of that. And we now have a all of the string text from this. So it's useful having this text in line with the code because it's co-located with the actual thing that it's talking about. But it might also be useful to be able to separate that out. So the first thing that I think I want to try is just literally extracting all of these dot comments and dumping them to a file with no extra metadata attached to them. So the nice thing about that is that you could put this in any format you want. You could have it in Markdown, ASCII doc, restructured text, your own custom thing, whatever. You could write JSON here if you wanted, not that I think you should, but you know, you can make this anything you want. So let's start with that. Let's move my tablet out of the way. So my very, very brief playing with this yesterday, was it an experiment / clang astjson.c. Right, so this is a new application. I'm pulling in some of our internal libraries. If I get rid of that, I think it breaks in some way, doesn't it? Oh wait, can I? Let's experiment. What do we need? Alright, let's make a little build script for this because I just want to keep it separate from my main stuff for the moment. The experiment / build.bat. Clang. Is it percent squiggly NA, I think, is the path of the build file itself. Let's just try that. Experiment / build. Oh yeah, it did do that. Cool. Echo off. Substitution is invalid. For valid format score. Oh, is it going to be? No. What's wrong with that? match parameter. Alright, I'll just look it up. Fine. Or I can look up another thing that I've got. Experiment.bat. Nope, that doesn't use it. Is that it? Cool. There we go. Okay. Cool. Right. And let's turn off echo. Great. And then clang. We want to build that. Let's bring that on the side. If it'll go, come on. Jesus. Wow, okay. Yeah. And it's called clang st json.c. Let's I'm just going to make these all direct. Dot slash json. Oh no, because it's using those other things. I do actually need to add oh yeah, I should really be doing that. Push D. Pop D. So that means while it's inside this, it'll be in the same folder as the build script, and then it won't keep the terminal in that folder afterwards. Which I think if you get rid of popd, it would. Yeah. See, it's we're now an experiment. Alright, it's now. Yeah, there we go. So -i // lib. We've got some jargon stuff. That's all fine. What is it? -fms extension. I did mean extensions. Thank you very much, Klein. It's fine. Buffer size limit. Sorry, super exciting, I know. Size. This is not save. Okay. Uh, 16 should be fine. Default alignment. Is this multiple things or just one? Yeah, you gotta do so many fun things whenever you're working on Windows. You gotta get them to like you again. Is it CRT insecure or something? Fine. Come on. Come on, Rip Grip. Hey, we got quite a few viewers. How y'all doing, man? We've got Alien Conglomeration, Danking Around, Freezo73, Honest Wish, Elizabeth, Lana Ray, Organic Mood, Shanwala, Skytrius, and Sophia Fox 21. Well, that was slow, wasn't it? Let's have a look in our build script. So we're looking for, what am I looking for? CRT, these ones. Let's just put those in the thing itself. Go. Sorry, super exciting stuff with build setup. Okay, MS. We do this in WhiteBox itself, actually, don't we? Let's just bring for whitebox.exe. Sure, any old one will do, even if it's a broken build. Man. Okay. FMS compatibility. I knew there was another one. All right, I could. Wait, is that? Are you still not happy with that? Come on. Let me just quickly look that up. That's going to annoy me. You're not letting me. That's definitely. Clang -f ms extensions. All right, I'm gonna do it at the moment. The problem is most of this I've been like gradually trying to extricate some of the stuff from the main WhiteBox repo so that it's reusable elsewhere, but it's not a finished process by any means. printf h. That one. Alright, and if that's already part of it, I can go to that. Let's just do it like that, so I keep my paths the same as the main WhiteBox application. STB. Let's just get it from app.h. I just like this with an S prefix rather than full STB underscore because I use it a lot. Okay. Assertions. I think I did a really small self-contained one. Console.c. That one. I'm pretty sure that's in C, this file. Debug. No, okay. Or print under standard error. This is a fun trick. So making use of the fact that strings, literal strings concatenate in C, so we can put quotes around the expression. We'll print that to standard error. We will failed. Triggered. Put 2. And then we've written assertion triggered, and then if we have anything here, this will expand, and that can be it'll expand into a printf thing. So we can do assert condition, and then send di whatever index. Like that. And I like having it as an expression rather than a statement, because you can fit it into other things. And I often like to do verify as well. I normally make this asserts disappear, or if you get rid of an assert, then it just changes to nothing. And if you get rid of a verify, then it just changes to the expression itself. And that means you can do like if verify expression, do this. So I'm expecting this to always be true, but just in case it's not. And then you kind of mostly want that for debug stuff. Anyway, let's call them by the by. Right. Got some assertion stuff. Expression result unused. Okay, let's just turn that off. Can we disable it like just for this? Assuming we can. If we do let's remind myself how this works. Clang, no. Codegen.cpp. Yeah. Let's see whether this works, because that would be kind of handy to be able to do it for just that. Oh, it's using their assertion. Okay. Let's just put this after everyone else's stuff. Or complain that assertion is already defined. Yep. More percent conversions than data. Does that hash make it add a comma in or something? I think I got rid of one of them. Yeah, didn't want the hash. Okay, yeah, I think that adds a comma if there is stuff. I mean, that's actually fair. That's an actual good catch. String. Strings.c. 857. Man, I can't type. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's just disable this. Okay. No, I think I need to line up. That's fine. Hey Ben, how you doing? How goes the documentation? Currently, nothing much happening. Basically the main discovery was that if you do clang ast dump equals JSON, you can output. It'll capture comments that are done in Doxygen style and attach them to the nodes that they're associated with. By Doxygen style, I mean anything like / or / bang or /* or whatever. So currently just working on making a little JSON thing to capture the stuff we want, turn that into a JSON thing that is just the stuff we need, and then actually I want to turn that into something useful. And basically the point of making this is that if I can get this tool to output that, I might then just make that publicly available, and then people can do whatever they want with just the documentation stuff without all of the extra cruft. Maybe have some MetaDesk in here, but basically the point is if you know what all the text of your comments is, you can have that in any format. You could put it in Markdown, you could put it in ASCII doc, you could put it in MetaDesk, and then do whatever kind of operation you want to turn that into HTML. You know, and with an extra step of collecting stuff in various different ways. Right. So I just threw some stuff together last night, but didn't actually get it building yet. Yeah, I need to steal my align up. Line up. That'll do. And really, where is the align up? I just want to put that in my strings thing so it doesn't require any extra stuff. Actually, if this is the only place that we're doing it, let's just do it inline. So we need to do pointer align equals Is it really smaller? I thought that it was... Oh, right, it's just... Is it just automatically turning that into an int? Pointer data address. So that was, yeah. But I'm going to steal that for here. Super exciting, I know. Is power 2, let's just keep that as well. Right. Yeah, pusher is no longer a thing. Not shouldn't be publicly available. G push buff global pusher G push. Size align, okay. So we want a pointer function to buff push side align and G push buff. I just have this as a slight abstraction of my a few of my allocators. Direction requires point operand push. Buff. As it's useful to be able to do the same thing with a ring buffer and an arena, and those are the main things, and a scratch buffer, which is really just a ring buffer. Chaff, yeah. Yeah, kind of stole this from my plugin parsing stuff. I'm using the json.h header file for all my JSON stuff. In theory, you could actually use MetaDesk to parse a JSON. Yeah, there's an option. Cool. Hey, we've successfully built. We have an a.exe. Let's just have you played around with that at all? I'm going to call this MetaDocs for the moment, assuming that I use MetaDesk. Use it for C++ Lua binding system. Using MetaDesk as a JSON parser, or just MetaDesk in its normal usage. Cool. Just normal usage, yeah. Yeah, I haven't actually used it yet. This seemed like potentially a good time to. We'll see how it looks once we get to that point. Couldn't open file. Why is that not going in? Oops. Oh, because I'm an idiot. Yes, let's Yes. The I'll start using a debugger on this in a sec. Just rather than using printfs, but actually, right, what happens if we will this work? Now the problem I think we're gonna have files not has code extension. Oh, it's in .bat. I think the problem is, yeah, we are in the wrong. I need to be able to set the directory. That's something to add to WhiteBox. I'm not going to do it right this second. JSON str.data, JSON str.n. Oh, is it actually like dying in that? Okay, that could be why. Where is that? If open result 0. Right, I'm back. Scratch.js, welcome back. Where are we at? Just building. Just actually opening some JSON files. Nothing super exciting. And loading them in my string format, which is just length and pointer. Importantly, not pointer and length, because it stops you from making a particular error where you have 0 length strings. Finally, I'll explain it. If you have like a struct with string and int data string, and then you do whatever it's called, struct x equals 3, you might, if you do that, if your string is this isn't a proper car star data in len, whatever, then this will actually compile fine, but it's going to have length 0, which is not really what you want. Whereas if you do this, this will throw a compiler warning, compiler error even, and stop you from doing it. And so you do, you know, stringlet, whatever you have. Cool. Couldn't open file test. Perfect. Experiment / run.bat call experiment / build.bat call build.bat, and then whatever I was just doing. MetaDesk.exe test. And the test file I'm going to use is that strings.c.ast.json. Experiment / run. Session triggered, fine. How big is that file? Jesus. I haven't had any issues with Odin strings, which are pointer and line. It's not so much like the format, it's just the did you see my explanation here? It's just when you're defining them in C, you can accidentally do just a like just the string literal and forget to add the length to it. Like this will break. This will fail silently, which is not what you want. Prefer equals 0, and that's the success condition. Yeah. All right, let's bring up a debugger. Window. Can I change the font size in Remedy? Because otherwise, that's going to be tiny, isn't it? Style. Yeah, that's what we want. UI font, scroll bar size, text font. Yes. Yes. If you don't have Remedy, check yourself and then go get it. Because it is so much faster than MSVC. Session, new, save as, experiment, file name, MetaDesk, command, MetaDesk.exe, copy that. Nope. Copy that. There we go. That'll do fine, and then we just want to add our string. There we go. What are we doing? Do I need to do that with... Let's close that. Do I need to add code view? I can't remember. Oh no. Either George is a an amazing man who has added dwarf support, or he's had it for a while, or this just automatically knew what was happening. Either way, I'm happy. Let me bring up chat again. Okay. Which one side? Is it underscore locals? Underscore locals? Yeah, we go. And then we want for params. What goes first? Params, locals. Buff, push buff. M equals 0. Well, that's not what you want, is it? That was stupid. Okay, yeah. We only really want to reset the n size, but yeah, that should work. I'm so used to being able to rebuild with WhiteBox while stuff is running. Let's see. Res.error. Let's just add a breakpoint there. JSON invalid value. Strings.ast.experiment. Strings.c.ast.json. Error at line 1, row 0. I think that should be column, but what's wrong? What if I just put if I change this to I think this passes through all of the arguments you pass to it. So if I change this to run.bat, I haven't actually tried this before. Let's see if we end up in here. No. That's a shame. Okay. Can I make it do... Just wondering if every time I hit F5 I can get it to rebuild. That'd be really nice. Experiment. Yeah. Map. F6 to bang. Go on. Bang. Build. So. No? Alright, never mind. Am I going to show off WhiteBox in Handmade Seattle this year? Quite possibly. I'll have to wait and see. Alright, sorry, I'm sort of getting distracted by unimportant stuff. Format as string. String. Does it start with a 0? Just try that again and see whether it's something to do with the way that it's being piped out. Trim begin JSON string chaff. JSON string starts with this. Is it like this? All right. Wait, did I just not copy anything in my string from file? I just allocated some stuff. No, that should f read. Alright, so remind myself how fread actually works. Manage options, confirm choices, return value, total number of elements successfully read. If fread no one equals size assert 0. I can just show you my. This is a good time for verify. Maybe not actually. That's another thing I can add to my quick assertion. Add it at the top here, I guess, just because it's inconvenient otherwise. No, add it at the bottom. No, actually that doesn't work, does it? Yeah, we'll do another one underneath. Printf standard error. Error. Is it D? S. Piano. Strera. I don't know. What? They can't have fixed it. That's because I'm doing the wrong check. So this is an assert, not a verified, because I don't actually want to do the things otherwise. Okay, now let's have a look. Error number 22, invalid argument. Data. So weird doing basic C again without all of the extra stuff that I have normally. Right. Let's start our Push buff. Just put something in it and okay, fine. Well, that's exciting, isn't it? Am I just not using this right? It's possible. It's going to happen every time, I think. Sorry for we're not at the moment. Why is that not working? That's weird. What's happening there? Alright, I'll be back in a second. Right, I'm back. Now I want to turn these libraries so that they're basically just plug and play, but as you can see, that's really not at that stage currently. This is stupid. What's going on? Why? Have I got those the wrong way round? That would be a good stupid mistake to make. Push buff is that, yeah. Push buff. Max is 4 gig. Cool. Yeah, no, that looks right. Why is this? Global byte buffer. Seriously, what the hell? Why is that not getting initialized properly? Just check that it's not getting overwritten later because it's just not that good at the start. Is the compiler just balking? Is it just not like this? Is it illegal to do 4 gigabyte stuff in a static array? Just the size. Okay, cool. Be nice if I got a warning about that. How about 1 gigabyte? I'll do that. Because some of these JSON files are big. I'm gonna have to change over to an arena. Do some dynamic allocation if it doesn't let me have that stuff that's that big. Very rude of them. What? What are you doing? Why are you taking that long? Is it? That was... No. That's bizarre. You can't be taking that much longer. Is it doing some like manual writing for that entire gigabyte? Come on. Okay, I'm gonna use actually, those are fine. Those can stay global. Buff equals malloc. How about now? Right, that was quicker. And virtual alloc would really be the better way of doing that, but I'm being lazy. Buff. Alright, yeah. Sorry, this has been a bit of a sideshow. Jesus, I'm never gonna remember that. Um, JSON parse value. What's gone on here? That doesn't look right. Okay. Let's change that to calloc. See if that fixes things. Nope. Right, so we've got our text. We've got a fair amount of text. Cool. JSON parse flag. Yeah. Is that right? Is that the actual flag? What am I looking for? JSON 5. Oh, right, yeah, it's a bunch of different things. Okay. Seems plausible. Right. What don't you like then? Make this visible. Hopefully that's a bit more legible now. Camera is out of sync. Interesting. Low 4 GB. I think it's normal for LLVM large static arrays in Odin, also slowing down compile time. Okay, that's worth knowing. Maybe I'll take out some of the larger ones in WhiteBox as well. Let me just no. Large compile. Yeah. Okay. I didn't have any issues with it before. Why would value? What's value? JSON's. value is value. Maybe I ran out of room. Wait, let's just global push buff. No, we still got loads of room. Maybe it's not actually allocating properly though. So let's go jump to push size. That's what we're using, buff push size. Run again. Total size is biggish. Okay. N equals 0. Really? Buffer. I'm using the wrong thing. That's why. Well, that's good. That's a simple fix. JSON parse X. Oh yeah, because I changed the name of this. That'll be why. It's a dangerous move. Oh, actually using this anyway. Yeah, okay. Right, buff, and okay, cool. Yeah, that would be why, because it was taking garbage data. We finished. Interesting. Okay. Else remaining. Okay, right. Sorry, I just changed mod view. Let's bring that back up. I'm not 100% sure this is correct. We have JSON. Right, let's do something quite simple. First of all, I'm going to remind myself how to actually use this library. In JSON.h. So I have like a little layer over the top with a few convenience functions. JSON value, JSON node, JSON child. JSON value as object. Right. I think that always happens. I don't think you can get a null thing unless there's also an error, but regardless. JSON val root equals JSON Can I just get my color syntax highlighting? No. Okay, that's fine. How about if we do it in here? Whatever. Okay. If we're gonna do this kind of slightly hacky system, JSON value to object. JSON root. Okay. So let's just remind ourselves what the JSON looks like. JSON child. Functions. Right. JSON value as JSON parse. We've already got the parsed thing. Extract is a don't need any of that. All right, so we'll look at JSON object element JSON object value, JSON object element is this, so it has a name and a value and a next. Yeah. JSON L obj L, yeah. Obj L equals root dot start L L equals L next. Seems fine. Let's printf element name. Oh, JSON string s, which is do I have a convenience function for JSON string to string? JSON string. Yeah, it's just that. JSON. Oh, that should be obj. Experiment run. JSON. Oh, let me put that back in now that we're not trying to run it through remedy. Right, MetaDocs. And what we're doing, it's called strings.c.ast.json. No one can accuse me of having underspecified that name. Cool. Awesome. Okay, do they all have this exact format? Because that would be incredibly helpful, I've got to say. In fact, let's just do that recursively. JSON print keys. I'm gonna call it AST print keys actually. Internal void global. Change those back now that it actually works. JSON obj. Okay, and then if JSON obj if string equals, I'm pretty sure it's the only type of array that we're going to get. I'm just going to treat it as though all arrays are this inner array. So JSON array if JSON how have I written it? JSON value to array looks like value and then array out. JSON val L value array assert that the name is equal to inner. And then keys for object element. Actually, let's keep that. JSON array it equals array start. I think it's the same but without the name component. It equals it next. AST print keys. We treat the internal thing as an object. I'm just going to assume that it is. JSON value as object rather than to object. Value. Let's just see what happens with that. Cool. Okay. Size depth. Plus 1. There's a special trick you can do with indent things. So you star, is that star S? I think it is. Then you, so this sets a length. Has to be an integer. Depth times 2. An empty string. I'm going to pad an empty string to depth characters. Depth times 2 characters. And then that way we have a tree. Aha. So, okay, they're not exactly the same format. If JSON else if JSON value to string L value string do this. New line at the end. Print right. Now I want to check whether run. I only want to do that if the previous one's successful. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Zero that out. There we go. Right, so it's doing this in the middle of ID. Yeah. We can have another new line at the end whenever we go jump down a thing. That's right. Let's break stuff a bit better. Okay. Let's see. Range, begin, end. All right, so first of all, we have this. Now we could change that to like an iterator, so we can just do anything in the middle. But is there any point? I think what we want to do JSON value this. I think, there we go. Payload and type. I can just switch to the type. Cool. JSON value. Element value type. JSON type. And this is where we can use our fancy new assert, unknown type, and just add a number. Size, okay. ZU. Value as number size. To number. Now I don't necessarily know whether these are going to be floats or integers currently. Right, we can expand that if we want to. Right, this is really just to get kind of familiar with the structure of everything. These should all have a break. So if it's an object, we'll just recurse. JSON obj in obj equals JSON value as object. Depth plus 1. JSON type array we've already done, and it's the same. But with an extra loop. JSON array equals that. No, we'll need to assert that anymore. Go through all and print the children. Okay. This could maybe be decomposed better so that you don't have to assume that there. Whatever. Yeah, I guess if you just did it as a value at the top and then handled objects internally. Print val. L value. All right. So we're going to switch on val type. That's going to go back into object stuff. Print val. JSON, and then I can get rid of that. It's worth knowing the best kind of format for recursion when you're doing it. Obviously, not that surprising that it's using the value rather than the root. Yeah. Oh, we're not using that anymore anyway. Okay. True. False. Might join those up in a sec, but not for the moment. No. Yeah, in object, no such thing. You can go down a hole. Name, it's going to get printed here. Just print the depth initially. Then we don't. Then we can forget about it for the other bits. I think. Can we? No, we can't. Name, shell name object. Right, so this isn't right. This is a bit too, let's just do something simple. Something's going on there. That's not quite right. Yeah. ID equals kind equals range equals end equals begin opens an object. Where did I have that before? Alright, yeah, I just want the same on both of those. Cool. That looks good. Okay. So let's do some simple stuff. String just leave that as whole and make a new thing. Print comments. So we're going to go through the entire thing and let's just undo that until we've got some comments. String and string equals string we want to do nothing in any of these. X within that. X within that. Just neaten that up. Okay. Yep, get rid of that. I want print. Well, yeah. Let's do it this way. So we get an object if we get the name of the this. Okay, so if do we get text as a for anything other than comments? Let's assume not for the moment, because that makes life super simple. Who has comments equals false. So if name, sorry, if the string, if the kind that we're looking at, sorry, the key, if the key is kind, then has comments equals true. Else, if string equals text, assert has comments equals true. Vectored format. Did not expect text on a non-comment node. I'm sure I'll hit that at some point, but I just want to, just kind of curious. So we have the text. Let's. Oh wait. So we've got the. Kind and cool 0. Oops. String to, sorry, JSON value to string, value val and string equals val text comment. Alright, just took out too much from the previous one. Key Otherwise, if the key is text, then printf s the value. Hi, me wondering. How you doing? Yeah, that's fair. Name, name. Hey, Spence, how you doing? How busy am I? I was wondering if you may help me. Fairly busy, but if it's a quick question, I will see if I can answer. Okay, so we just need to make sure we recurse. Depth +1. No point recursing. No point recursing if the value is a string. And I want to do recurse on arrays as well. Lots of blank lines. Let's get rid of that. Aha, interesting. Okay, so we nearly have all of our comments just as splattered out as text. If it's a paragraph comment, what's it called? Text comment, inline command comment. Interesting. Need to work out what that is. I assume name n. Name n. I assume those are Doxygen specific commands that we're currently not using. Block command comment. Name return. Okay, so we could just recreate Doxygen from this. I mean, not exactly, but pretty closely. Paragraph comment. Cool, yeah. I want to do that after recursing, really, don't I? I want to do that on the way down. So on the object, we've gone through all the other objects. Do I have has suffix? Let's see. Cool. I might use that. All right, so the recursion goes, it's just going to JSON object. So it's basically, wait, for this object, the entire object is a paragraph. Okay, let's do that. Is para equals false. And then after we've gone through everything, if is para puts, get rid of this. Text, comment, param, command, comment. Ah, they're going to make this slightly difficult, aren't they? Of course they are. What if we just don't do anything? Maybe the easiest way is going to be to make my make this structure match this, the function structure match this structure. It's kind of how Pear did his parsing for bitwise, if anyone watched that. The index to strings are not equal, text comment. Alright, I'm going to make my strings thing shorter. Start with this. Oh, let's dump that as my clang ast dump equal JSON goes to, yeah, that looks right. Let's take that, put that in our run. Call. Except we're now dot. Has the same dash w. Can I just turn off all warnings? I know that's not like a good general thing to do, but W no. What does that do? W 0. Alright. Clang disable all warnings. W know everything. Okay, so this actually works for the simple case. Obviously need to strip off the first. I only want to do one though, not a full infinite skip. So we're going to do, where are we doing this? Okay, that's val. If val dot data 0 val dot then and val dot data 0 equals space val equals skip val 1. There we go, and now we know. No, we do. Okay. Why is that happening? I'm gonna try my head thing again. See if it will work. Okay. Right. So, what don't you like about that then, huh? Maybe instead of doing this, I'm just going to put them at the top of this. And that way, clang ast json .c or in my build build.bat. Aha, I can just add dash ast dump .json. And I can redirect standard out. I'm pretty sure this won't do standard error. To unused. Oh yeah, got to do the -x clang. All right, let's have a look at clang experiment / clang ast.json. Invalid or corrupt file. Okay, but why is that being if I just put that earlier, does that make any difference? Oh. Set args equal do args and clang. I think I can do that to do a new line. Clang x clang ast dump equals JSON args. Fine. B JSON.c.ast.json. All right, it's a little bit of a mouthful, but okay. MetaDesk.exe. Cannot find the drive specified. You up, mate? All right. So we have this. Yeah, that's better. Sorry, there's a little bit of a diversion. Okay. Because I set it to be an underscore rather than a space. That would explain it. Smart. Super smart. I don't think there's going to be a huge number of these. Let's just print out all the kinds that we come across. I'm going to print those to standard error just as a different place to put it. Actually, I'm going to... Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. So that's all of them. Let's if string has suffix comment. Yeah. So we can filter out most of them with that. Is kind always the second one? Just thinking how best to break this down. Because I think we're going to want to recurse through these as well. Let's just keep it in line for the moment. Right, so we're in an object. We know the kind of the object. Kind equals val. Don't care about the index. Don't need that anymore. Right, so there's stuff we want to do before the internals, which we do here. There's stuff we want to do after the internals, which we do here. If sorry, here. Kind Alright, we're going to want then we want to do if it's a text comment, then we end in that. What do we do the internals of that first? Let's have a look. Full comment, paragraph comment, text comment. What were the other ones? Command comment. Okay, so that's inside of full comment. So how do you know if there's a new line or not? Okay, so paragraph comment. All right, this is a useful test case. Which is this one here. I think that worked, even though you get warnings. Alright, let's do that in the JSON, in the run. Just continually trying to do stuff that improves the iteration speed, right? I think previous one had issues because it was like interacting with itself while it was being used, which is probably bad. Clang I dot dot dash I dot dot slash lib, include a couple of files, clang AST dump strings.c goes to experiment slash run. Dash W know everything. Save, that would help. Cool. I'm not sure about this, but I'm going to try it anyway. Paragraph comment. Were you just not satisfied with any of the doc generators that you tried? Nope, all awful. Strings are valid. I think you missed my initial description, Spence. This is the regular thing. This is Doxygen. So you have your code, you put it in Doxygen. Doxygen spits out some XML and or HTML, but theoretically it's a pipeline that you can do this. Unfortunately, Doxygen is bad at every single stage in this process. Doxygen, the syntax that you write it in is nasty. Doxygen is slow and can't do incremental recompiles. XML is awful, you never want to interact with it if you can avoid it. And the HTML generated by Doxygen is terrible. Or at least not great. And there's no reason why you can't have a pipeline where you can chunk out the different steps into different tools. So you can output different bits that are useful. So you can do that as one thing and then do that as the next. Or I guess That is the next. Terrible, I assume you just mean bloated and hard to read. The docs are like badly formatted, and there are other tools you can get like CSS, which are slightly nicer formatted, but they're limited by the actual information that's stored by Doxygen. Because for whatever reason, Doxygen's version of Markdown, you can't do definition lists, and you can't do tables with multiple rows unless you put it directly in HTML, which is just rubbish. Like, I want to be able to read. So like ASCII doc has definition lists where you do dog and animal with 4 legs and so on. And that's readable, unlike I'm not going to try and do the HTML. Yeah. The HTML output is like boring and it highlights the wrong things, but like I say, it's limited by the actual data that it has available. So it's, I mean, if it was doing the same thing with on slightly better data, it wouldn't be quite so bad. M.CSS does a better version, but it's not good. So I don't know. There's no real benefit in trying to keep it, as far as I can see. Like, I think it's bad at every stage of the pipeline, or at least subpar. Alright, let's see. Where are we up to? That is weird. Why has that happened? Alright, interesting. Let's have a look at the JSON. Sorry if you can hear someone using a strimmer in the background. Note. Okay. Strings.c.ast.json. Yeah. What? Why is it doing this? Strings kind. Strings text. Still text, yeah. Print the value. Okay. Text comment there, yeah. I'm a bit confused. Is it attached to something different? Full comment. Function decal. Yeah. All right, any suggestions, chat? Anything I've missed? Let's go back to actually not that helpful. Are we not still recursing through everything? let's do just the a tree of the kinds and see what we've got. That's kind of handy. Alright, let's look at just the comments then, I guess. Yeah, so if you've got a bunch of alternatives rather than commenting them out individually, it's just easier if you if 0 and then you can switch between them just by toggling this on and off. Sure has suffix, val, comment. All right, that's kind of handy actually. That's a useful view. Let's quote this for the moment. Cool. Okay, so let's have a look at the inline command comment. Actually, param. Let's make a new test document. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in a second. Don't know why I didn't do this to begin with. Just change the file on that. The run. There we go. Nice. Full comment, paragraph comment, text comment. I'm going to actually not get rid of that for the moment. Interesting. Okay, so this paragraph is actually inside this parameter. So parameter, I assume there's like a len in there somewhere. It's been stolen. Stolen from us, I say. Test.c.asc.json, yeah. Command comment. Param is len. Okay, cool. Where are we? So there's going to be a little bit of reconstruction required. They could have made it easier, but maybe the fun in that, I guess. Yeah, okay. If our kind is a text comment, then we'll do that. Else if equal our kind is a param comment, wait, what was I doing with text? We'll do the same, but with param. Can we just group those? Param command comment. Param command comment. Here we go. I guess we actually want to just replicate it completely. In which case we need to do need to prefix that with the app param. Okay. Okay, fine. Kind string key string prefix matches. This is a little bit slapdash because I've got to go in a sec. String text nothing param command comment matches with param and that param kind right for I count of matches matches I dot kind matches I dot key printf and send dot start s matches I dot prefix break. Param then. Okay, cool. Right, that's I think we're actually getting somewhere with that. Unfortunately, I've got to go and pick someone up, but I will probably be back in a little while. We'll see. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. If you would like to see more of WhiteBox, which is what we're normally working on, you can go to whitebox.systems. If you're not already on the Discord server, then you can go to chat.whitebox.systems. And if you'd like to buy the beta, you can get that from the main website, whitebox.systems. Okie doke, thank you very much. Hopefully I'll be back shortly, but if not, have a great day. Take care, everyone.